Hey everyone, this is Keith Geiling,
And Dean Dittenber.
and you're here with the Playing Through podcast, sponsored by Move Faster Golf.
If you're wondering what Move Faster Golf is or how to become an official MFer, listen to our Playing Through podcast to find out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Playing Through, sponsored by Move Faster Golf.
Welcome, MFers. Welcome back.
So today, Dino and I are going to talk about some golf course stuff. We actually, and I mean, it's funny, we actually met on a buddy's golf trip
Yeah.
about 5 or 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
And of course, when we kicked it off right away because we started, instantly using Dumb and Dumber references. So that was a friendship born right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it was. We met and couldn't, of all golf trips, right? A golf trip to Scotland.
Oh, exactly. Once in a lifetime trip. It was so amazing,
Yep.
so ridiculous cool.
Yep.
So today we wanted to talk about, like, for you, Dino, I got a question for you. As far as golf courses, what makes a golf course fun and enjoyable, and what makes it stand out to you, like why it would be in your top, your bucket list?
Oh, I mean, my favorites: no water, no trees, no sand,
sure.
wide open, flat, easy putt.
Is this simulator golf or real golf?
Yeah, every putt is perfectly flat and
yeah.
straight, no curve. No, seriously, for me, I like what I would call fair, right? And when I say fair is, and I guess it isn't fair, but I like to be able to get off of a tee box, and then as you move further down the fairway, that's where it starts to get a little bit tougher. To me, the toughest club in the bag for most guys, I would think, and gals, is going to be that driver.
Yeah, I agree.
So nobody likes to walk up there and see, I have to hit through this or land in a 10-yard wide spot, because most of us can't do it. I mean, so when I say fair, you can go up there and hit a driver, and you can be a little bit off to the right or a little bit off to the left, but you still can play. I'm not sitting there talking about the power fade guys or gals that, you're hitting the ball 100 yards this way or pulling it 100 yards this way.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you're out of bounds. It's over at that point, right? But give a little bit leniency, but then as you move down the fairway, it gets tougher, how you get around
I totally agree. I personally think that the golf courses that give you a little more room off the tee, those are my favorite personally, and I like when the challenge is a little bit more around the greens. Like my favorite golf courses have like tight runoffs around the greens to where if you miss a green, which we miss a lot of greens, so you can putt it, chip and run, bump a 3-wood or hybrid, flop it. You have options. I like that style golf.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate to play a lot of courses that do just that.
Yeah, exactly. So those are my main personally, and I like to be and for the amateur golfer, or obviously we're all amateurs, but the higher handicap or beginner, more room off the tee is a good thing.
Yeah,
it really is.
And again, this falls back to a topic you and I picked up one or two casts ago was. You can make this more enjoyable too by using the correct tee box.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, again, folks, this is something that is built into the course that you need to use to your advantage. Don't play so far back that every time you go up there, you've got to hit a 3-wood or a long iron into a green. That makes a long day of golf, especially if you're going to play the type of course we just talked about.
Yeah.
Because remember, if you're hitting long irons or 3-woods or hybrids every time to try and get to a green, and it's tougher around the green, you ain't going to have a fun day.
Okay, well, here's a question, and piggybacking off that.
Yeah.
What can golf courses do just to make things a little more enjoyable and fun, and dare I say, maybe a little faster?
Well, I mean, you have an idea about this. I'll let you explain your idea.
Well, my idea, and this is not my idea, but I've read a bunch about it and stuff, and I totally agree with it, especially for beginners or whatever, is bringing a couple more loops. For example, we have 9 holes, we have 18 holes.
Sure.
I think a 6-hole option or a 12-hole option along with that would be great.
Agreed. 100%
Because,
agree.
I mean, for a junior or beginner, 6 holes is probably perfect.
Yeah.
Or for the person who might have some time, maybe a little more than 9 holes, it's just an option out there.
Sure.
Give them options.
I mean, I know I would bet most of us have had that time where we go, look, I got a little bit of time. I really don't have enough time to get 9 in.
Yeah.
And I've done this. I've gone out there, hit 6, 7 holes and left.
Yeah.
Took off. So why not have a loop that builds that? Plus, again, I think you really help the beginner, the folks that are because there's nothing worse than getting brutalized for 9 holes if you're not playing very well, for one thing. And keeping it moving, it would definitely keep the pace of the track going for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the golf courses. You think, I mean, the golf course have another. We kind of kid around like, well, the software systems aren't going to like us because they always have rates that like Monday through Thursday rates, twilight rates, weekend rates. Now all of a sudden you're throwing in 6-hole rate, 12-hole rate, whatever. Hey, you just let us know. We'll take care of it for you.
I mean, again, the way it's set up, play what's enjoyable, right? Use the tee boxes if there's an option. hey man, if I'm in my later years, maybe 6 holes is a phenomenal set of holes for me to play. And by that, I'm done. And then I can step off and, keep pace. Again, guys, just keeping pace, keeping things moving.
Yeah, and I think, and just golf course in general, and some maybe a little more high-end golf course, whatever, a starter or, a ranger or just reminders that say, hey, let faster players play through.
Yeah.
Fixed it, just giving us basic rules and just, try to move along. And you're here to have fun. We get it, but let's move it along, faster.
We're going to be able to have an entire podcast one day about letting people play through.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't get me started.
That's got
start throwing shit.
That's got an entire set of time put to
100%.
it, because it could be one of the biggest time savers in playing golf if you do it right and let people play. But for another day.
Well, no different. I mean, like starting this out, said Dino and I met in Scotland, or not in Scotland, but met going to Scotland in the buddies trip.
Yeah.
So that being said, like you've been to Scotland.
Yeah.
I've been to Scotland. Difference between that style golf and the golf course over there compared to like here. What's your biggest takeaway there?
I still to this, the thing that to me was, like flying greens and this isn't 100%, but there's a lot of bump and running into greens in Scotland. How many times did we pull hybrids out and hit from 70 yards? When I say hit, like you're putting it from 60, 70 yards in front and rolling it on. Placement there is pretty important because there's a lot of runoff and stuff. So, caddy's telling you want to be on the right side. And unfortunately, they go like 10 foot from this and you want to hit here and roll it up to there. So that was one thing that was unique for me, was getting used to, because I hit a high fly anyway. So I don't normally have a problem. It hits and pretty much stops most of the time. Not there.
Right, exactly.
No, not there.
The good news is if you smoke a tee shot, driver or 3-wood, and you hit it just and it hits that fairway and you can get 60 to 80 yards of roll sometimes, depending on your trajectory.
Just wave, exactly. Watch it go.
I've hit plenty of like 3-woods or hybrids off the tee that is like, it's a 400-yard hole. I think I'm going to have this in. It's like, holy smokes, I got 80 yards in. Or something's like, wow, what happened?
A thin drive there is not a detriment. Right. It's not. You can thin drives there are okay. The other thing, speaking of thin, wind.
Oh boy.
I mean, if you are, and I just said I'm a high ball hitter, that's brutal for people who hit the ball high. Wind there can be just brutal.
So the days that we were in Scotland here, like 5-6 years ago, the day we played St. Andrews, the old course, it was, even my caddy said to me, they said, if this was the tour playing this today, they'd probably pulled them off the course for a delay because the ball was like oscillating on the green.
Remember
and it was, and old course is designed where it's
not just oscillating, moving. Right. That you'd be watching, your ball's just rotating.
It starts putting itself.
It's rolling.
But at old course, it goes out 9 holes and in 9 holes.
Yeah.
So when we went out, we were totally into probably 25 to 28 mile per hour wind, straight in our face.
Yeah.
And on the way back for the back 9, it was all downwind. And I tell you, we all played like hell on the way out, and we all played pretty good on the way in.
Define your hell. What would you shoot?
I shot 40 on the way out and 36 on the way in.
A 51-39. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a bigger improvement. So you won the improvement award.
Well, there is a slight difference in our golf game.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the wind was huge. Fairways, I think you had mentioned before, the grass.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest for me, is like just the type of grass here and the firmness of the ground. I remember when it comes to like American golf, or let's say Michigan, we're used to, like, there's a course up north. We're from central Michigan, up north, called the Gales in Oscoda.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's very link style. It's got pot bunkers, you name it. But the turf is still very much Michigan American style.
Michigan
turf,
green,
whatever.
Michigan
but
grass.
But there's other courses like Bandon Dunes, for example. If you've ever been out there, it's coastal golf. That reminds me of like Ireland, Scotland type of turf, and it's just that literally firm to where it's like, almost like it can rain all night long, and you walk out and it's still it's just weird. It's cool. It's a different style of golf.
I
love it.
Hollow.
That's
always my thing. You can tunk it with your club, and you can hear the sound going out in the fairway.
Crazy.
It's like it's hollow, but it's a whole new fun, way to play. Right, the way you play. Like you said, you can mishit a shot, and if a low burner, that thing's going a long, 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 long ways.
Well, that just like we talked about, we both kind of agree that we like runoffs on the greens and a little more difficulty at the greens.
Yep.
I think that's pretty typical. And the thing about Scotland or Ireland is like, and I was just fortunate enough to go again back this October, And we played, one course was called Leven Links, and then another course was called like Dundon Links. In for Scotland, like in that area, you could almost just consider them like throw-in courses.
Yep.
Because they're not like on the list of top whatever.
Sure.
But I tell you what, both those courses right on the coast, unbelievable views, just like ridiculous. That those two courses in general wouldn't even be in their top 20 or 30.
I mean, look at St. Andrews. The courses, remember, there's the courses all around St. Andrews.
Right.
They all are right there on the coast. They're all right next to each other.
So beautiful.
I mean, and I'm trying to think of the name of it that we played. We played the 9 holes that one night, but it's like remember.
Oh, it's a St. Andrews course.
Yeah, the
I
St.
can't
Andrews.
the name.
Remember
Jubilee.
There you go. And then the Jubilee course. The difference between Jubilee and the old course is a 3-foot high rock wall.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're the same fairways. They're the same greens, same pot bunkers, same. I mean,
very much like
it's
the old
almost
course.
identical to it, but again, there's a big difference. Old course
right.
and the Jubilee.
Exactly. Hey, we played them both. We had a good time.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did.
So, I mean, obviously golf courses, they have a lot of different, things that they do, whether it's, routing or turf. And
Sure.
I think the biggest for me is just like extra condition of a golf course and
agreed.
stuff like that. Good
100%.
greens, that type of stuff. And, that's all comes into play. That's all big factors for us.
And a lot of people don't think of it. That does make a huge difference in the enjoyment of playing a golf course.
Oh, 100%.
A huge difference.
It's kind of like we joked the last time we talked about one of our episodes about aerating greens.
Yeah. Oh, love
same
that.
thing. Right. So it's like when you have aerated greens, it's kind of your enjoyment and your experience. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
It's got to be done. We understand it.
Sure. But it definitely changes how much fun you have, right?
Yeah.
If the greens have been aerated, it's definitely not as much fun to putt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Dino. So, I mean, you've been fortunate to play, some great golf courses here and there. And
Yep.
what is your, let's say your 3 favorite golf courses that you've played so far?
Oh, I probably think my top would be Paynes Valley. Paynes was just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I mean, and it doesn't seem to matter where you're at. You stand in a green and just do a pirouette 360, and it's just views.
Yeah.
And, but Paynes comes with other pluses too, obviously, because it's kind of a destination spot.
Yes,
There's
100%.
There's the 318s there, which I mean,
phenomenal.
All of them are great.
Phenomenal.
And then 2
Par 3s.
They're best in the world par 3s.
Yeah, they're great. One's a 13-hole par 3 and one's a 9.
And they both were just great.
Unreal. I mean, unreal on how just the quality and just the routing and like the views.
Johnny Morse has put a lot of money into that place.
Yeah, no
I mean,
doubt.
so probably Paynes would be my favorite.
Okay.
Old course. I mean, how can you not?
That's an easy one to throw up there.
Just phenomenal. The whole tradition of it. Standing on the bridge and the whole thing was just great. Loved that. And then. Probably a little bit off the beat path. Kingsbarns, I think, was one of my. I mean, that place was just
phenomenal,
crazy good. And I know you've gotten to go a few others. What about you? How about your top 3?
Top 3, I would say, I'm going to say, Pine Valley is going to be number 1 still. I mean, and I played a couple years ago. I played Pebble Beach with our buddy Gary, and that's basically, for me, I'm going to say this. Instead of 1 and 2, I'm going to go 1A and 1B.
Okay. All right.
I'm going 1A is Pine Valley. It's amazing. I mean, ridiculously. It's the tradition. It gets like rated number 1 course in the world every, almost every year, depending on what, whatever subscription you have.
Sure.
But that's 1A, and 1B would be Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just Pebble Beach. I thoroughly just loved it. And
Yeah.
I've, over the years, have read like from other golfers, like, oh, Pebble Beach is overrated. This guy doesn't think so. This guy, it is phenomenal. It's so sweet. I've been using the word phenomenal a lot in this when we talk about golf. But those are my 1A, 1B. And I think 3rd would be a toss-up between Paynes Valley and Blue Jack National. I got the Blue Jack National pullover, and that's in Texas. Played out with Gary, and Paynes Valley those are probably my top 3 or 4.
Well, you did 5 now, but you got 1A, 1B, and then you got
only 4. So it's 1A, 1B, and then 2A, 2B, 2A, 2B. So that's 4 total.
And the thing is, when we talk about favorite courses, it's really hard sometimes to separate one from another. They could be completely different courses, but yet are enjoyable in those 2 different ways. And how you play them, and so it's hard. Because we said, we had to think about this before, right? We were trying to think. If you're going to tell me pick 3, it's really hard to pick 3 golf courses that you go, are my absolute favorite, because I go, then there's this one, and then there's this one. And
okay, quick take. Michigan. In Michigan, what's your favorite course in Michigan?
Favorite course in Michigan? Oh my gosh. Well, I've never played Arcadia, so I know that's going to be it when I play it.
Maybe.
So I have not, but I would say Forest Dunes.
Yeah.
I mean, Forest Dunes.
That's bingo. I think.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't.
And
think
that
it's
place
close.
kills me every time I play it.
I don't think it's close. Forest Dunes.
Forest
is the
Dunes,
best, in my
probably.
opinion.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that would be my favorite Michigan golf course. And you could never go wrong going to Treetops, playing Fazio Smith, and play those courses. Great golf
Bay
courses.
Harbor, Boyne's got some great.
Bay
Eagle
Harbor.
Eye. I think there's so many good courses in Michigan.
Bay Harbor. I
Ridiculous.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
I played that a couple of times. Been a phenomenal place to go.
Okay, so bucket list. You got 3 left.
Oh my gosh.
You got a bucket list of 3. What are you putting on it that you haven't played?
Pebble Beach.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
easy one.
Yep. That would always be. Whistling Straits. I've kind of had a passion to go play that place.
I mean, I haven't played it either.
Hey, guess what? Sounds like a great MF trip.
Road trip.
Ooh, MF road trip. So anybody from Whistling Straits is listening or happens to see this,
you can host us.
Yeah, we would love to come play out there. And this one's kind of an unattainable, but yet it's always going to be on a list. Augusta. How could you not put that on a list?
Exactly.
I mean,
it's on mine.
Mine
would be, I think Cypress Point be number 1.
Great.
Yeah,
phenomenal place.
It's ridiculous. Like the exclusivity and then just you name it. Augusta, that's probably number 2 or whatever. It could be 1A, 1, 2, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Augusta's going to be up there. That's going to be probably never attainable unless we got some members from Augusta listening. Call us. Have your people call our people.
Yeah, that would be us again.
Yep. And then maybe the third one's tough. Those first 2 are easy for me. Maybe Seminole in Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe Seminole. That's pretty exclusive, nice course, whatever. That's going to be my 3.
I mean, so many.
I mean, I could.
So many.
I could do a 3-hour
have
episode
you
of
played
bucket
Pinehurst?
list course.
You ever played Pinehurst?
No, I've not.
I mean, there's another one that I've always
exactly.
said would be a phenomenal place to go. We talked. Remember a couple years ago, we had Stream Song set up. We were going to go play there, and then thank you so much, COVID, for that.
Yeah.
Screw that all up. But I mean, really, you could, if we sat and thought about it, we probably could list 20 golf courses that we go, oh my gosh, I would play that. I would love to play that.
We'll wrap this up today and say, like, as far as we met on a buddy trip.
Oh yeah.
And as far as buddy trips go, and let's at least keep it in the U.S.
Yeah.
I personally think Bandon Dunes is by far. It's so. I mean, everything is right there. The golf is coastal. It's the linksy style. It's phenomenal. I've used that word again. It's so good. But then other courses like, Paynes Valley.
That would be mine because I haven't played, but I haven't played Bandon Dunes so either. So
that's right there. Pinehurst Trip, Stream Song. There's so many out there. But I think personally, for my money, is Bandon Dunes is still the number 1 bucket list as far as a guy's trip. You have to put it in there.
I mean, I highly recommend this. We've all done the guys trip where it's a weekend, maybe here in Michigan. We go and do save up money one time and do one of these spots.
100%.
Go to a Bandon Dunes, go to a Paynes Valley, and do it. You will not regret the experience.
No, it's so good.
Everything, Adam, is top notch. The courses are top notch. The way they take care of you is crazy. We've done a couple with Dormy Network, right? We've done a couple of our buddy trips. Their accommodations are top notch, and the golf courses are in phenomenal shape.
Yes, exactly, great.
Dormy has been great, so it's like I highly recommend if
buddy
you can.
Trips, a few buddy trips we're gonna have this summer. We'll probably have a little recording, have some videos of that. And it's like,
we will have some recording. We'll problem with Michigan in this time of year obviously is it's really hard for us to get outside. It's 39 degrees and raining today in Michigan, so kind of a
all right, everybody, there you have it. There's another episode of Playing Through. We wanted to go do some golf course talk today, and so Dino and I will probably sign off here and see you soon.
Jump on board, MFers. Come on, get on the mission with us, and let's get this thing moving.
Okay, see you guys soon.
Later.
Bye. Thanks, everyone, for sticking around and hearing what we had to blab about here at Playing Through.
And remember, if you want to become an official MFer, please like and subscribe.